Saying goodbye to Rev 1, first gen control box for the CO2 preheater. We're going to shrink it down a little smaller. Instead of using plastic, we're going to use this aluminum. We're working on the Gen 2, it's a little smaller. Got a pick rail adapter. We got our shrunken down, a little smaller LEDs, green power on, 12 volts, and the red heat active LED, and then on off switch. So that'll mount on the side of the gun. Stormtrooper, X68 Stormtrooper. This is Gen 1. And this is going to be Gen 2. Gen 2 controller. And we got our new 40C thermal switch, which will control the operation of the heater. I have a new heater coming as well. A different type of technology that I'm going to use. Is supposed to be quicker, a lot faster to heat up, and it's self-regulating. And it can be used efficiently with just a thermal switch like this. So that'll be, this is Gen 2. Hopefully that new heater element will be in tomorrow. It's a ceramic heater. And hopefully we'll be mounting that to the Umarex 2x 12 gram cylinder. It's a new one I'm going to use. And with any luck, we'll have this thing going pretty soon, and we can start testing again. Testing the second generation of the CO2 preheater. Yeah. For now, we're going to use the same 12 volt lithium ion pack. I just threw electrical tape around it so you didn't see the blue color, and some Velcro to stick it to the stock. That'll work for now. All the components that I selected here are rated for minimum 12 volts, but should be able to handle 14, 18, or even 24 volts. I know the actual heating element is good for anywhere from 12 volts up to, what'd they say, 240 or something, I think. So anyways, working on Gen 2, work in progress. Okay. We got Gen 2 of the control unit, on and off switch, green power LED, red heating active LED, just like I had on the Gen 1, except for I shrunk them down. They're smaller now, a little smaller footprint, not much, but a little bit, and it's a metal box rather than plastic. We have a pick rail attachment here, so we can hook it onto Picatinny, I can never say that freaking word. Pick rail, we'll say pick for short. We have, this lead here is our DC input lead from the battery, from the lithium ion battery. And then coming out of the control box, we have our control ground. We have our power circuit for the thermal switch and ultimately the heating element. And then we have our signal wire, which essentially goes on the output of the thermal switch so that the heat active red LED will illuminate when the thermal switch is closed, and providing 12 volts to the, 12 to 24 volts to the heating elements. So that's all ready, set to go. I'm just waiting on the new heating element, and then I can mount the thermal switch and the heating element onto the Umarex cylinder, and then we'll be good to test. So, Gen 2 control box for the CO2 preheater. Anyways, it's getting late. All right. is my 2nd gen CO2 preheater controller. Shrunk it down a little bit from Gen 1. Got a pick rail attachment here. It's mounted to the side of the gun. We have a green LED for power available, power on, and we have a preheating or heating red LED. We got an on and off switch. And we just do the final tests on here, circuit test, make sure we get continuity everywhere that we're supposed to. And then we'll be good to go once we get the heater in to mount the heater and the thermal switch. All right, so what I'm going to do, this is our DC input, so I'm going to put this little pigtail on to make it easier to test with. So we got our positive and our negative. And we're going to check for continuity from positive. Actually, let's check ground first. From ground, so this would be the source ground, power supply ground, to our output ground cable right here. Okay, diode check, audio tone, we got continuity, so we got signal grounds, everything, the circuit grounds are working. Now we're going to test for positive. This would be coming from the battery ultimately. We're going to go to the 12 volt positive, which we do not have continuity to there, which that's good. We shouldn't right now because the switch is off. We're going to go ahead and turn the switch on, and now we should have continuity. Okay, the audible sound tells us we have continuity. Switch off again. I had tested the LEDs earlier. The voltage going through this meter was enough to illuminate them, so I know they're working good. The signal ground, or the signal, actually not a signal ground, the signal, it's actually a positive. It's going to go on the load side of the thermal switch. This way we know when we know the thermal switch is closed. Let me check that. I think I should be able to check that to the positive if I'm not mistaken. So let's go from there to positive. Okay, no continuity. Turn the switch on. We should continuity. Actually, no, we don't, and that's good. All right. We won't have, I'm not going to be able to test that properly, but I did test the LED operation, so I know that works fine. So that is the last checks that I need to make. I'll put this pigtail away, keep that for testing. And we'll turn the meter off. Yeah, so that's that pretty much does it there. I mean, that's the last test I needed to do on the circuit. Yeah, that should be good. We'll just mount it to the side of the gun, to the pick rail, and we'll get the thermal switch, this thermal switch mounted, and when we get the heater element in, we'll get that mounted, and then we'll start doing some testing, and to get some readings and some temperature, and I'm hoping that the new thermal, the new heating element will, it's a ceramic element. I'm hoping that will heat up quicker than what I have been using instead of the film elements. But we'll test that tomorrow and see how that goes and add the results to the video. Thank you.